Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and once again I'm starting here with our WKMSS, our space station around Kerbin, and we're not going to stay here for very long. I know the last couple of streams have been centered around this station. Today's stream is going to be centered around collecting more science. Not that this thing isn't collecting science, it is collecting flight experiment and transmitting that towards Kerbin. That's its main job. But at the end of the last stream, we ran into a bit of a Kraken attack when I undocked this transfer vehicle, and it kind of seemed to have a mind of its own and kind of accelerated its way out from away from Kerbin, and I couldn't quite figure out what's going on. I managed to revert it back to the state just before that happened, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick save right here and right now, and that did go right, because I want to be able to revert. I want to show people what was going on. It seems like I've invented myself a bit of a Kraken Drive. So what happens here is if right here there's a 0.625 meter Clampetron Junior that's attaching this thing right now, and if I detach that, decouple that node, see if it happens again. Yes, it is happening. We are accelerating. You can see our speed here changing. You can see our apoapsis and periapsis changing. Mostly our apoapsis is going up because we're mostly kind of pushing prograde, and it's this thing that's just kind of pushing away, and it's messing up the station. And you can see it sort of, it's not attached right now, it's just pushing it. And it looks like it's about to go off, and what's causing that, I have no idea. No idea at all. It is magical. I can turn off the engine. The engine is turned off. I think I've turned the... Oh, I can't even control this thing. Can I switch? Nah, I don't want to. So, yeah. That is my little Kraken Drive. There, it's about to go off and do it. So there it is. It's leaving. Bye-bye. We're going on its way. It's not accelerating quickly, but it is... Oh, maybe now it's not accelerating. But either... What is going on? Oh, there it goes. Now it's off. Bye-bye. Here we go. Right? We are leaving the station behind. I don't have an explanation for that. I don't get it. It's clearly some sort of bug. Let's bring back... Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. I just turned on aerodynamics. So let's go back. What I did figure out is... Well, one thing I was just thinking, it seems to want to accelerate away from Kerbin. So I'm just going to do a very quick experiment and see if I point it away from Kerbin, like so. There we go. Can I now detach it and have it just leave? Because that would be just super. Stay there. There we go. So let's, again, try and undock this. Decouple this node. Let's see what happens. Oh? Did that do it? Okay, my station's orbit's not changing. And it seemed to have detached normally. What happens if I just go to here? It's gone. Bye-bye. Okay, let's go back. I don't know. I don't understand that. But you know what? I managed to undock it cleanly, so frankly, I'm fine. I'll just get rid of that in some other way. Okay, it's good, because the other thing I was thinking of doing, if that didn't work, is I found out if I detached by this docking port, that it detached normally and didn't do that Kraken Drive thing. But then I would lose this docking adapter, which I wanted to keep. So I would end up having to get this guy to go get it and bring the docking adapter back. But you know what? I'm just as happy that this just happened here. So the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure my power is working just fine. Let me do another quick save. Because the flight experiment, which is being run in the hitchhiker can... Oh, let's move Jeb and Bill over there. Jeb and Bill. Where's the transfer crew button? They are in the more cramped... Let's move them into here. Let's give them each their own room. Who did I just move in there? Jebediah is in here and Bill's in here. That's fine. And also what I should be doing before I forget is I temporarily moved the parachutes. Oh, they won't. Will they stay there? No. Okay, we'll keep the parachutes where they are. I want to make sure they have their parachutes when they go back down. But anyway, what I wanted to look at was the science. It's collecting the flight experiment, which is being run from the hitchhiker can. It's a Kerbalism experiment, and it takes quite a lot of electricity. So that's why I have six of these deployable solar panels and quite a lot of batteries on here. So I just want to make sure that this can run okay through the night. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to time warp to sunrise. Let's watch our electricity here. You can see our electric charge going down, but as long as we can make it, there we are, we're in orbit. And what I also want to do is just orient the station a little bit better for these solar panels. Whoops. That should be good. And now these solar panels are enough to charge it up. Now, one of the issues that these panels would have is if this ends up in a situation where the sun is like along the axis of this station, these panels will start to occlude each other. My only solution is to bring up even more panels, but I kind of don't want to do that. I think there's enough panels on here right now. I do have, I'm going to quick save again, persistent rotation. Let's open this up. Should I dare change the reference body to the sun? I'm going to dare. I just quick saved. So if we change our reference body, how do we do this? Dynamic reference body. Why do I find this so complicated? Settings. That's that. This one. There we go. If I change its relative rotation to that for the sun, so the sun is now the reference body. Let's close that little window. Now what it should do is hold this attitude in reference to the sun. So as we time warp, let's put this on here. It should always keep this particular attitude towards the sun. The ISS actually does sort of the same sort of thing. It keeps its attitude so that the solar panels are always oriented towards, but it keeps it oriented so that solar panels are always up in reference to Kerbin. This is really just doing it, I don't know, it seems to be working without too much glitchy stuff happening, so I think I might just actually leave this on. Seems to be doing all right. Our batteries have charged all up again. They are completely charged. We'll do one more go through the night. Now our batteries are going down. Looking at our electric charge. But sun's come up and now they're going to charge. So everything should be fine. This station should be good. It should be ready to go. I think I'm just going to leave it the sort of the orientation that it's in. And I'm going to get myself back to the Space Center. And we're going to go and build ourselves some science probes. John doesn't think that persistent rotation is quite necessary. He might be right. Maybe, I don't know. Persistent rotation has been a dangerous mistress in this series. It seems to, I don't know. It does funny things sometimes. Maybe the best thing would be to go, but I'll leave it the way it is for now. One thing I should mention before I forget is I am taking next week off. And I will not be streaming. I'm going to be away from my PC. In fact, I'm going to have to take apart my PC because they're going to be tearing up the floors in my room here and putting in some new floors. But in the meantime, I'm going to be out of here. So no stream on Monday, no stream on Thursday, but I will be back the following Monday and ready to go. And as well, there is a tutorial video coming out this Saturday, as well as the edited videos from this stream will come up on their regular days as well. So just to make sure that people are aware of that. But let's get ourselves into the thing here. And what I want to do, is build myself a science probe. And this is a science probe to go around just Kerbin for now, and it's going to center around the Gravmax Gravioli detector. Now, the Gravmax Gravioli detector, if I open it up here, it can do space low, space high, and surface. So what I want to do is get space low, space high. But the issue with it is it takes over 90 days to collect all of its science. And I don't want to wait that long. I want its science now. One thing I kind of wish you could do is I wish you could just like put 4 of them on like this and just have all of them going. Like if I turn that on to waiting so it's going. But if you do, it won't let you turn on another one. And that might be just an internal thing. See, it says here it's already running. There might be an internal thing built into Kerbalism that it can't get around that, but I would have hoped that this would work as long as you provided the necessary power and all that kind of stuff so that it could do it. So what I'm going to do instead of doing that is, let me get just one of those back on, is I'm going to build 4 probes, and I'm going to put them all on a single launcher, and then I'm going to separate them and have them all collecting. And what I want to do is keep 2 of them in low space about Kerbin, and 2 of them in high space about Kerbin, and then have both of those collecting. And instead of it taking one probe, would it take over 180 days to do that? Between the 4 probes in 2 separate situations, space low and space high, it should take 45 days. So I don't know, that seems like it's worth my while. I think we get into diminishing returns with more probes, so I think that should be good. So my figuring is I need to build myself a probe here with a delta V of about, let's get rid of this. What do I got here? I wrote it down somewhere. A delta V of about 300 meters per second, and that can get itself into high space. And then, whoops. So what I need to do is get this thing ready. So let's add on some reaction wheels, add on a KOS probe core, put in my boot file, increase its disk space to hold all the programs that I want, throw you away. Doesn't need a lot of electricity. I think I'll just put, one of just the Z200s on there, and that actually will be ample electricity for this thing. This, where are we here? Science. The Gravmax creates data at a rate of 13.28 kilobytes per second. I want to transmit that. I certainly don't want to store all that. So I need an antenna that can do that. So if I go to the antennas right here, I'm thinking the DTS-M1, it can transmit at 25 kilobytes per second. I think below that we're getting into relays, right? Yeah, I don't need a relay. So I think that one's the one to pick. Put it here on just the other side here, just temporarily for now. Extend that. This guy is on, right? Nope, let's turn it on so we know how much electricity it is using. And now fuel. And I don't think it should need too much. I'm going to start with one of these little bitty guys. One of my favorite fuel tanks. And let's just stick an ant on the bottom of that. And that is 252. That's a little bit. What if I just simply, I mean, I got a bigger version of that. There is also this one, which is twice the size. Or, given how, no, let's do that. Take this off, take this. I was thinking of just putting a, actually it might look How does it look if I take that, rotate that like 45 degrees? There's no practical reason for this. I'm just wondering if that looks, I like it. Sure. And in fact, get these little space balls to be sort of closer together here. I want it so the little tanks aren't clipping. Whoa, won't let me get any closer. I like that. Let's do that. Now this should be an ample amount of fuel. 480, we can even take some out. And all I need is about 300, and it'd be a pretty easy maneuver. 344, that's good. Okay, let's take a look. I want to make sure, I'm really thinking this might be the whole thing. And then we're just going to make 4 of them. So this isn't going to take too long. Let's take a look here. So I want to take a look at electricity. Oh, we need to generate our electricity. Silly. I'm thinking, I don't think this thing uses a lot. Where's our, oh wait, it says here. We are only consuming 1.54 units of electric charge per second. I think I can cover that with just a bunch of these aux stats. So I think I might do that. Put them in a hex pattern. Maybe move you down. Maybe grab these and pull them out a little bit. You know, I don't want to make, I could put some structural bits and make this bigger, but remember, I want to launch 4 of them, so I kind of want to keep this thing pretty small. It'll look a little better if I tuck this in a bit. And maybe down a bit. I don't know. There's no nice way to do this, is there? I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think it's okay. So what do we got? We are producing 0.429 units of electric charge per second. That is plenty in the dark. It will last for an hour and 16 minutes. That can easily survive the Kerbin night. You think I need 2 antennas for balance? Maybe, because John says, how about 2 antennas for balance? What is the mass difference here? This guy is 50 kilograms, and I'm sure this is like 5 kilograms. What's my torque like? The reaction wheels in this thing are going to be ridiculously strong. Like, I got a set of small reaction wheels in this tiny little probe that only has a mass of what? 329 kilograms. So I think the reaction wheel should hold it fine, but if I wanted to, let's see here, torque. Torque is 0.08 kilonewtons. I suspect that's fine. But you know what I could do is I could just actually move the engine just a little bit this way. That's, yeah. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll split the difference. Maybe leave a little bit of torque because because as the fuel drains, the mass will move on me a little bit. Actually, I need to overcome. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Let's grab this one last time. Got to go a little bit past there. That should be fine. So I'll offset the mass a bit to deal with the thrust a bit to deal with the fact that the antenna's off. And besides, I think the reaction wheels are crazy. I don't think it even would have been necessary. I think we're fine. Let's close that antenna. It's ridiculously large. Let's just go really quickly through. No contracts, so don't have to worry about fine print. It's got control. It does. I mean, it's not going to be needed for too long. It's got its KOS probe core in there. The probe has been configured. No, it's not. I don't need any of this other science stuff because that's all been done around Kerbin. Whoops. So lose that. Whoops. Come back. Okay. Science has been taken care of. Power generation is good. Electrical storage is good. Antenna strength is good. Antenna speed is good. Data storage, I'm sure, is fine because I plan on shouldn't be storing anything. Propulsion's fine. RCS are relevant. Parachutes are relevant. Thermal are relevant. Lights. Lights. Let's 4 lights, will they be? Everything seems so big. Spin them around the other way. Sure. Amber blinky lights. Blink on. Yellow. Orange. Okay. Lights. Upgrades. I think it's not going to need it. No. I don't need to upgrade anything. Thrust to weight ratio 0.62. I didn't even look. 0.62 is fine. Maybe now I'm looking a little bit more fuel just because of what I just added in. And thrust to weight's fine. Fairing and staging haven't gotten to yet. I don't think I need to put this into polar orbit. You know, it's funny, when I was planning all this, I actually was thinking I need to put this in a polar orbit, but if I look at, here, I can look at it from here, my science archive, and look at my gravity scan, it is not biome specific in either space low or space high, so it doesn't need to be in a polar orbit. It just needs to be in a regular orbit. I think that is the end of that. I think that's the whole thing. So this is going to go, the plan is for this to go into high space, but now I want to create a little package that has 4 probes on it. So what I'm going to do is get myself a decoupler, the really small, that one. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to turn the force percentage right down. I'm going to grab me a 1.25 meter fairing, and I want to turn on the interstage nodes. Let me think. There'll be one. No, I think that's perfect. Yes. And then all I got to do is grab this. Oh, I grabbed the fairing and everything. Oh, that's because I had the. Let's make the fairing the root part, just temporarily. Grab that. Boom. There we go. There's 2. Now, the whole... Actually, that's... Yeah, this won't be necessary. Okay. What I'm going to do is make this into a probe as well. Yeah, I got all this. So it's going to drop 2 of these, but this doesn't need to have any fuel on it. I'll explain in a second. Oh, this might get interesting. Because the idea here, I'm going to have to do something. Because that antenna is really goofy. The idea here is for this to get up into low orbit, drop 2 of these that are going to stay in low orbit and just run independently of each other. That's my plan. That is my cunning plan. But, so I took the fuel and the engine off, but this antenna is really idiotic. And we very much don't like it. And I think it looks stupid on top. Does it look stupid on top? Oh, but no, maybe that, I don't know. Whatever. It ain't the prettiest thing, but it'll do. Oops. Here, put that back. Control Z. Let's, okay. And then what I want to do is grab another one of these. There's number 2. Are these forces all the way down? Yep. So I'm hoping this is sort of making sense. We're going to get into low orbit, drop this one, then get to high orbit, drop this one, and then I'm going to make this one down here the 4th probe. That's actually going to carry the whole shebang. I'm hoping that kind of does make some sense. We'll see. I think this is going to work fine. I'm going to grab the 1.25 meter service bay. This inside here is going to need Some reaction wheels. Again, small ones should be fine. Oh, I got a good idea. I got an idea. Ah, leave it. It's fine. A probe body. There we go. And another KOS scripted Uber. Put that boot file on there. Increase the disk space. I'm going to change this one. I have a second boot file. Shoot. Let's just... This is going to get... I just don't want a bazillion... You know what? It's fine. I'll just turn off the... Okay, it's fine. I'm going to have 4 terminal windows opening up when I turn that on. It's going to be kind of annoying. And electricity... Again, the Z200 should be just fine in there. That's clipping a little bit out the bottom, but oh well. And then a fuel tank, and it really shouldn't require much here. Maybe just like a little spark engine. I'll put some solar panels on here in a moment. Oh, and an antenna. It needs gonna need an antenna too. That's a ton. That's a crazy ton of fuel already. Right? Let's get this staging sensible. That's that one. That's already way more. Well, oh, wait a second. No, let's have this complete the circularization plus be able to get itself up. So maybe about 1,200 meters per second. So maybe a little bit more. What if I put in one of these little... Oh, wait. I know where to put the donut. Nah. Yeah. Put the donutty guy in here. I can go there. 1350. That's good. And let's just put in a little structural thinger down here. Again, just to get to the spark. So that's a 0.88 thrust away. 1321 meters per second. That will be plenty. Needs solar panels. And 6 should definitely, like with all the rest of them, should do it. So 6, I'm just going to put them around like that. And an antenna. Actually, let's turn them the other way. And an antenna. I just realized they did something else silly. It's and I don't know. I'm trying to glance over to the chat, but I'm realizing something that is completely unnecessary here. What is completely unnecessary is that this one here is powered. Because I can have this one carry this one up to high space. I don't need engines on this either. Let's take all of this away. Just need air, and I'm going to put the antenna on the top. Went through that bother with... This is a goofy thing. Let's put that one lower. I just sort of realized while I was thinking about this is that this guy can just do all the legwork. You know, get itself into low orbit, drop the top 2, get itself into high orbit, drop this one, and like none of these need any electricity. Oh, I need some science. I do not have the gravioli in here. Yeah. And lights. Gotta have more lights. I'm just gonna put 6 of them down here at the bottom. Blink. This is gonna go quick. I like it when it goes quick. Okay. What looks better here? I think probably the darker colors. I don't know why the darker colors always look better. There we go. There. We'll go like that. And then we'll light up also the inside here. There. 4 of them should suffice. That's just to light up the inside here a little bit. I don't know. I think we're into something here. Let's think about action groups. So on action groups, silly. On 0, we're going to toggle open these doors. 0 is what happens when we get to space, and we're going to open up this antenna. That should be enough. Lights will come on automatically once we're in space. That can be closed. All right, let's change actually the action group. Sorry, not the action group. Let's make the root part this probe core right here. There. All right. I'm thinking this is it. So this is, oh my gosh, what am I? Just sorry, let me just, I'm not going to open up anything. Oh, wait, better just not. Okay. I've always, these are going to be the Octo 2. I always named them after the probe body, but I already have an Octo 2. The Octo 2-1. And we'll have the Octo 2-1 A, B, C, and D. That's what these things are going to be called. I think that I don't think I've called anything that before. Okay, let's make the fairing. This should be easy. This should just go straight up. This might be one of the duller rockets that I've put up in the last little while. Clamshell deploy. A little bit of extra force. 4 sides should suffice. Yep. I'm going to go with that. So fairing deploy, and we'll check the staging in just a little bit. Okay, what mass am I at? We got to put a booster under this thing. This thing has a mass of... Actually, what I should do... Sorry, I'm just going to take this fairing off the staging. All of these can go on the same thing. This thing has so much delta V, it doesn't matter. Okay, you know what? I think I can get rid of now... I don't think this is necessary. Nope. There we go. That looks better anyway. Okay. Because I reduced the weight by when I took off the engine and the fuel on one of these inside ones. Okay. So what mass are we at? I'm sorry, I'm losing track here. At 2.2 tons. So we'll dip into my supply of boosters. Arrange these by mass. That way. There we go. Did I say 2.2? But again, this stage will be doing a bit of the lifting on its way up. I'm wondering if this guy might do it. Oh my gosh. What is going on with this booster? Well, I guess that looks okay. Okay. I think I might just clean this part up. You know, it's a really nice little mod, and I've been sort of trying to make all of the vessels that I build. I mean, I know I got Kerbalism installed and stuff like that, but I'm actually trying to make all of the vessels use pretty much stock parts. I don't want to drift too far away from stock, so I've been neglecting installing this fairing stage. There we go. But there is a mod called Custom Shrouds. I can't remember exactly what it's called now, where you can actually, like, I'm using this fairing really as a shroud piece, but it actually can take the decouplers and make them into these really nice shrouds that you can adjust really nicely. How is this looking? This is an old booster. Oh, this has got so much fuel in it. I only need about 4,000 tops. Can I actually lose the... Yeah. I think this is fine, just like that. She's an old one, but I think it'll work. Put a smart part on there. The Drain X detector. And that's looking to run out of liquid fuel, and then it'll know to stage. Okay, let's fix the staging up, or fire that engine. Do that. That puts that on. Boomity boomity boom. Do I have enough thrust on the bottom end? I sure do. So all this is a swivel engine. Single stage. I'm adjusting the gimbal limit. I really have a knack of doing that, adjusting the gimbal limit when I think I'm adjusting the thrust. Okay. Okay, staging has been fixed. I'm thinking I'm just doing this. Boy, this is a thing. Okay, it's kind of home. It's kind of a... It looks like a hodgepodge, but I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to launch. I'm not going to test. No Kerbals aboard. If it blows up, it blows up. Micro says, for some reason, I really like tiny little probes. I'm a sucker for tiny little probes. Yep. We have 1, 2, 3. There we go. For all the... I don't know why I put so many probe cores. Why did I put probe cores on that thing? It was completely unnecessary. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's run our launch script. 0 inclination, 80 kilometer... why am I going to an 80 kilometer? Let's go to 100. Let's go to... I don't got these in low space. Let's get above the station. 200. Oh, but let's... Okay, no, 100. I want to make sure to stay below the radiation belt, so I was just thinking about that. Gotta think about that. Okay, bump, 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 bump. There we go. I was just realizing that there we go. Just going into just barely into high space does put you into the lower of the Van Kerman radiation belts, and a lot of radiation does affect the probe bodies. They won't last as long. I'm not sure if that'll be a problem or not. It won't be a problem for the low orbit because low orbit's below that belt, but maybe, I don't know. And this is completely untested. I don't think I put the fairing on an action group. Let's actually... I keep forgetting that you can do this here. This is a great feature. If I go to 5, pause the game, deploy the fairing. Nice. I forgot to put the fairing on an action group, and the script will be looking for that. Not that it would have crashed or anything, it just would have not staged the fairing. It's been a little while since I've launched something just this small. I rather like it. I'm going to try as well with my rockets to always have the actual payload deal with the upper part of the orbital insertion, and then that way I don't have to worry about debris. That this one should be detaching while we're still suborbital, but then this has enough delta V to do the circularization and to finish off the mission too. That's the plan anyway. See how it goes. The thing is, this stage has to burn out before we reach our target apoapsis, or else my script will get messed up. Because it isn't exactly the most robust thing, this script. Okay. I think we're going to do it fine. We're about 150 meters per second left on this stage, and then that should stay. That should go away. Come on. And there it goes, and now we're on this little guy. Nice. And this should be able to do the whole rest of this thing, in theory. Hopefully I have not botched this. I'm noticing that Kerbal Engineer says I have about 1,100 meters per second left, and The game is saying I have about 600. I think that's the difference between the fact that I'm still in the atmosphere. I wouldn't have thought it would make that much of a difference. I hope I didn't make a mistake choosing this engine for this upper part of this. Okay, fairing should go. There they go. Ooh. Did everybody see that? There's a little bit of goofiness going on in here. These guys are a little jumpy. They seem to have settled down now, but that... Oh, no. All the antennas broke. Ah, nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. Okay. All right. Control C. Close, aborts the program. Every one of these antennas is broken. You see that? Man, that happened when the fairing deployed. That's what I get for not testing. So this is going to just fall back into the ocean. We're going to get ourselves back. Now, I'm not going to revert flight. That was completely my bad. Okay, let's let this... I got to follow it, unfortunately. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Failed launch. Failed launch. There was something goofy going on with the fairing, though. Like, they all kind of... It might be that these are just, you know, the way they come out. Here, let's show what I mean. There, lock that. There we go. Well, now we got... Ah! There we are. It might be that these are coming out so wide that the fairing was interfering with it a little bit. I don't know. Either way, this is going to demise. It looks like it's not going to land on anybody's house. That's always a good thing. And we shall try again. They can't all be successes. Okay. Boosh. All right. Yeah, look out, houseboats. We are very irresponsible here at the KSC. Back to this, back to Space Center, and then into the... Oh, you might be able to land it. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure the TWR of that little... I'm sure the TWR of that engine was under 1, especially in an atmosphere. I could have slowed down, but what's the point? People are talking about... You might have been able to land that thing, but I'll show you what I mean. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have, because I don't think the thrust-to-weight ratio on that little spark engine would have been enough. Let's just get this back in here. Like, I know here it says a TWR of 1.49, but, oh, well, maybe you're right. Okay, at sea level it was 1.23, so maybe I could have landed it. Well, whatever. Whatever. What I think I'll do is rebuild this fairing. Delete the fairing. Let's build it again. And I think I'm just going to come outwards a little bit, see if that makes a difference. There, and then up. Okay. And launch thrust to weight is still fine. Let's actually fix the action group that I noticed in flight. That should be deployed on action group 5. And this time, we'll save this. This time we'll run the simulation. And all I'm going to do is test the fairing. Yeah, the spark packs way more of a punch than I thought it did. I thought with the spark at sea level, the thrust to weight ratio would be way below 1, but obviously I was wrong. Could have tried to land it. Oh well. All right, all this is just 5. Let's do this. 5. 5. Okay. 5. What is going... Oh, I did the wrong fairing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll just deploy this way. There we go. So that deployed without incident that time. Whether that's good, bad, or different, I don't know. Let's terminate the simulation. We're back to vehicle assembly. And let's fix the stupid, I got the wrong fairing on here. So action group 5 is not that fairing, but this fairing that needs to deploy. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, will it let me... Let's get rid of all of these dumb probe cores that are in here for no reason at all. Oh boy. There. These are these KOS computers. These guys aren't doing anything. They're just going to be dummy probes that I'm just going to drop. And you. Then I won't get 4 KOS windows opening up on me. There we go, there we go, there we go. What is our thrust to weight? That lost some mass, so we can lose some thrust down here. There we are. All right. I don't know. Are we going to try again? We're going to try again. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Let's try again. Launch. Yes. Uh-oh. I'm getting a message here on chat that there's something goofy about the Delta V number. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's run that launch again. This is 100 kilometers, not 1,000, 100. That looks good. Okay, here we go. Trying again. Hopefully this will be more successful. And we're off. One more try. One thing to sort of mention to people, and I know people that have been watching these streams for a while, they know I'm well into year 10 of this game because of all the interplanetary nonsense that I did in the previous chunk of this stream. And a lot of probes that I had launched quite some time ago in the earlier part of all of this in this series are now completely kaput. I've deleted some of them that are completely not doing anything anymore. Some are still there. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. My moon relays in particular are a bloody mess. They're out of position. They are busted solar panels, busted probe cores. They're really hurting. We'll have to see what happens. Also, the name of the titles of all of these, I'm sure people have noticed, has been Minmus programs, and you might be thinking, like, you're doing very little that has to do with Minmus. I do plan on this series over the next, I don't know, within about half a dozen to 8 streams or so, I do plan on landing a crewed landing on Minmus. But my goal is not to send an Apollo-style one-off kind of mission, which I've done before. I did that with the moon. But instead to put in kind of an infrastructure. I now have a station in around Kerbin. I would like to put a lander in permanent orbit about Minmus, hopefully attached to a station there as well, with a ship that can just transfer back and forth, transfer the crew back and forth. That way I can just keep reusing the vessels. All I got to do is keep refueling them. I kind of want to do it that way, with using stations and bases as opposed to these one-off kind of Apollo-style missions. I think that'd be more fun. But what that means is getting all that infrastructure in. So I will be getting to Minmus. And, but just, we're working on Kerbin right now. And getting science. I want to start unlocking bigger rockets to help me get those vessels into space. All right. I'm seeing the line in there. When you like coding, do KOS. If you don't know how to code, use McJeb. I agree. It is nice using an automated method to do the orbits, especially once you're confident. Hey, that worked all right. None of the antennas broke. Especially once you're confident with doing orbits and you don't feel like you really need to keep doing the same things over and over again, why not switch over to McJeb and have this kind of thing happening for you as well. I'm not sure exactly what kind of profile McJeb uses in its launches. I remember trying it many moons ago and not really ever, and then not going back to it because I discovered KOS. All right, where are we at now? Slowly pushing up our apoapsis. Our time to apoapsis is now beginning to increase. I was a little worried there for a second. I hope I have this budget. We're going to run out of fuel. This is turning into a disaster. How am I running out of fuel? This little spark engine's just not doing the job. Somebody mentioned there's something goofy with the delta V numbers, and I got a feeling he's right. This just ran out of fuel. Oh my gosh, I've never had so much difficulty. I've never had so much difficulty with what should be such a simple bloody mission. What the heck? Okay, well, this is another one that is destined to go, you know, be a home for fishies down at the bottom of the ocean. No landing this time. It has no fuel left. Why? Why? I got to get back into the VAB and figure out what's going on. We can put the lights on. Oh my gosh, this thing's like a strobe. Oh my gosh. Well, solving problems one at a time. Again, what am I doing? I'm not testing. Not testing is costing me money. Of course. Oh, wait. Oh, the program has ended. Okay. Not testing is costing me money, but of course I do have over 3.5 million Kerb bucks, so I think I'm okay. Uh-oh. Is this one going to hit land? Uh-oh. 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 Clear the area. Clear the area. It's looking like, I don't know, we might just end up in this little lagoon here. We're hitting the beach. Clear the beach. Clear the beach. Oh, dear. Oh, this is not a good day for sunbathing or anything like that. I guess the sun just went down, so hopefully there's no, you know, early evening revels going on the beach down here, because they're about to be rudely interrupted. Okay. Oh, and look at that. I think we got bits surviving. We do. Yay. Oh, wait a second. Is this thing collecting science? That would be funny. Can I control this at all? The gravity scan is running on this one. Okay. But if I click that, here, let's turn on that gravity scan. These are complete probes sitting here. Okay, that's nothing. That's very dead. But this one, okay, well, I mean, yeah, there we go. We're oh, I got to transmit it. Can I activate? It's upside down here. Oh, yeah, this is the Communitron. Why can't I deploy you? I have a signal. Why can I not deploy this antenna? 0. I'm not time warped anymore, no. Okay, it's going to collect stuff, but it really is kind of irrelevant because we're going to run out of disk space pretty quickly. Because I can't, for whatever reason, deploy this stupid antenna that's on the bottom. Maybe it's busted. Or maybe it doesn't like the... whatever. Let's get back to the Space Center. Here, we'll recover something here. Let's recover this one. I'll have to come later and see. But, you know, if those guys are going to collect some gravity scans on, I guess it was probably the shores. I might as well let them. I can pretend that was... You think because they're facing the ground that it... Yeah, it was kind of weird that the antennas weren't going to open. Okay, I really got to puzzle out, though. I'll clean up that debris on that beach later. I really got to figure out what is going on with the Delta V. I really, really, really do. Because here it says 4,098 meters per second at Delta V. If I go to... Let's get rid of the checklist. Vacuum here. This says 3,633. And considering how much struggle that has, why they're different, I have no idea. Same with the very top. Oh, because the fairing. Oh, let's put the fairing into the staging. Because I don't have the fairing in the staging diagram. That's still different. Why they're different? I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. But this can't be right that I have 4,098 meters per second at Delta V. This thing should have gotten itself into orbit easy. So what we're going to do... What we're going to do is we're going to... Here, I'm going to do this really quick. We're going to take this off. Going to go back to here. I had the skipper... Sorry, mass. Always can find these quicker if they're ordered by mass. The swivel with 2 hammers on the bottom. But what I'm just going to do is take this piece of it. Yeah. Put that there. And we'll throw this away. And we're just going to go with this. I don't know what's going on with the Delta V. That should be good. That should be good. That should be good. That should be good. And then all those at the top. I'm ignoring the Delta V numbers. I just add... What do they say? You know, add more boosters, right? The old, reliable, add more boosters. We'll put a smart part sensor on this one. That's looking for when the solid fuel is empty. It will stage. Let's take a look at thrust to weight. So this has too low of a thrust at the bottom here. So we're going to add a little bit. When that lets go, it's about 2.18. Let's see if we can add a little bit. Oh, that's full thrust. So that's going to be what it is. I'm just going to go with this. Huh. So what is this? Usually when Kerbal Engineer is wrong, it is due to the wrong root part. Oh! Ooh, I did play with root parts. What if I make the very top the root part? Now they agree. Now they agree. That was Reborn saying the root parts, but now notice the two are agreeing now. That's still way too much Delta V, but now at least I got numbers that I can trust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of this fuel. 36, 39, a little bit more. That should be good. Maybe that was... Okay. Again, Atmo, let's reduce the thrust on these guys. Thank you for that. So it's just root part shenanigans. Now this I can actually nerf the thrust just a little bit probably. No, you know what? Just leave it. I think it should be okay. Yeah, I think it should be okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Again, why break a trend? I am not going to test this. We're just going to launch. We're just going to launch and third time's a charm. Wow, I was thinking that this was going to be super speedy. But it's deciding that it's going to be a headache. It just goes to show you that sometimes what you think is going to be super simple, sometimes the game says otherwise. All right. Okay. No, actually, I want 100 kilometers. While we're doing all this, the sun is slowly setting. All right. We are off. So hopefully the addition of a couple of hammers here on the side has made the difference. We shall see momentarily. Octo 2-1, that's what I'm looking at. And there. Okay. Uh-oh, someone's mad at a dislike. You get the dislikes. People are allowed to dislike. Sometimes people join and it's just not what they're looking for. Or they're just mean. It could be either of those. They just might not be impressed with my ineptitude of trying to get what should be a very, very simple rocket into orbit. But it's Kerbal Engineers' fault, I swear. You know, you have two independent ways of calculating delta V. It might not be a bad idea just to have the habit of kind of always using both of them so that you can use one to confirm the other. And then if they don't agree, to sort of try and wrap your head into why. But that comment about the root parts being goofy, that was a good one. So thank you. All right, so we've just nerfed the thrust. Still 1,000 meters per second left in this. Again, I'm hoping this stage will empty before we hit our target apoapsis. We'll wait to see what happens. This is also a lighter rocket, and the lighter the rockets are, the more atmospheric drag affects them. And really, the more delta V that you need. You know, the really, really efficient rockets in terms of getting into orbit, not so much fuel, because you still use more fuel to lift a heavier rocket, obviously, but in terms of the delta V numbers, the really efficient ones are the big ones because the atmospheric drag affects them less. Provided you still build them like rockets, not like pancake rockets that are really wide and flat. All right. Locked ourselves onto the prograde vector. Again, about to... What's going to happen first? Are we going to lose this stage first, or are we going to lose this fairing first? I don't know. But we are about to find out. It's a race. I think we're going to lose the fairing first, but not by much. There goes the fairing. And 50 meters per second left in that core stage. There goes the stage. All right, little spark. This time you're going to do your job. One thing is we're higher in the atmosphere now that the spark's turning on, so the spark's going to be more efficient. So that's good. All right, 70 kilometers on the apoapsis, so at least we're going to space this time. Dan just discovered the emojis that YouTube has from the chat. Oh, yeah, 100 kilometers on the apoapsis. Minmus 3 batteries are almost empty. What the heck is Minmus 3 doing? Minmus 3 must be a lander. Must be, yeah, it must be, it's a lander. Oops, okay. Here, what we can do This is what I love, is we can go to here, find Minmus 3. Where's Minmus 3? Minmus 3. It did say Minmus 3, didn't it? I don't have a Minmus 3. Okay, who's having battery issues? Minmus Relay 3. Ooh. I don't know why it would be having issues. I'm going to assume it's going to be okay. I thought I put plenty of batteries on there. Okay, where are we at here? Let's get ourselves to that circularization. Oh, relax. Minmus 3 batteries have recharged. It's fine. It must have just... Sometimes I may be a little bit too tight with my battery calculations, and it was probably getting below 10. I think it's when the batteries get below 10%, you get that warning. Okay, time warp here to the burn. Still, this is only just barely a little under 100 meters per second, 560 meters per second left in this vehicle. So this thing is going to be fine. 2 and 1 and go. And again, the idea here, you might have forgotten because it's been so long since I started this, is we're going to drop 2 of them here in low space. They're going to collect their gravity scans. And then this guy's going to go up to high space and drop its friend, and then we'll have 2 in low space, 2 in high space. That's the idea. Okay, program has ended. Okay, I'm going to put you onto the normal vector. Oh my gosh, this thing's snapped. Well, there's 4 sets of reaction wheels. Okay, let's get ourselves up to the top here. Deploy this antenna. Actually, I don't think I need to. And yeah, let's control. Oh, well, it's whatever. Let's just decouple. Turn that force right. Oh. Here. Am I on you? Yep. And turn on this gravity scan. There we go. That's 1 collecting gravity scan data. Hey, you're a cute little fella, aren't you? I can keep you locked on that normal vector like that. Okay, let's get back to this. And then the next one. Aim our camera up here. Do this quickie quick. The fact that these 2 are beside each other makes absolutely no difference. Decouple that. Do I have... Which one am I on here? Yeah, let's kind of just do that. There we go. That wasn't exactly too convincing. Oh, am I on the right one now? Yep. Extend that antenna. And turn on that gravity scan. And now it's collecting. So now I got 2 probes collecting gravity scans. So instead of it taking 90 days, they should take... They should take 45 days. That's my logic, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay, I'm going to meanwhile put this guy onto the prograde vector, and we're going to zip on out of here. I want to get... Actually, what I should do... Where are these radiation belts? I think 1. There we go. Okay, I got to get above 250 kilometers. So I was watching that Apple Apps. I do want to be a little careful... Can I afford? Okay, see, that's it. Yeah, I'm into that radiation. I think I can afford it. Should I afford it? I have 400 and... I'm getting to 400. I want to get out of this radiation belt. I don't want the probe to sit in the radiation belt. Cut. Okay. That might have been a mistake. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, no. No, no, no. I know what I just did. Ah, shoot. I went to type in here and somebody's loose. Fart. I went to type in here, but I didn't select the window. Okay, so I got 3 probes down here. You rockhead. Oh, well. I went to type in here and I hit space and I staged. Hoorah. Whatever. This whole thing has been a fiasco from the get-go. Oh, well, he's going to actually be jumping back and forth between high space and low space. He's going to have a good ride. Okay. Okay, make sure to select that. Run circ at apowapsis. Why? Oh, because I'm on the wrong probe. Not that one. That one has a probe body. Okay, try that again. Again, select this window. Run circ at apowapsis. Oh my gosh, this has been a day. Okay, 257.6. I got plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. That's not a problem. Let's get up there. Let's get up there. Okay, we can start this scanner. I'm not sure I started the other scanner. I'll have to go back and check. Okay. Run the Xman script. That's my circularization one. I don't care anymore, honestly. This thing has had enough adventures. Oh, I think I turned the lights off by mistake. All right, where are we at? Almost at the burn. Okay, so this fella's in high space. He's collecting high space one. I got two of them in low space. They're collecting their low space gravity scans. And then I got one that's going to go back and forth. It is what it is. He's left into this elliptical orbit because I mistakenly hit the space bar. All right. That is done. Close that. Close that. Put you on the normal vector. You are running a gravity scan. There's nobody close enough. Okay, so you are... I should rename all these. This is the... This one is D. It's the last one to get started. Yep. And it's doing its job. Let's see where all the rest of them all are. There's one here that's right behind it. Let's switch to you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Where's Gan? We got to build something else and not be so embarrassing. Let's see. Did I start this? It is started. So you are the Octo 2-1C. See, this one will spend most of its time in high space, so it'll be all right. It's not a disaster. Switch to you. Not the worst string of failures in space history. This one is running, and it is the D or B. Accept. And then the other one should be really close. Yep, it is. These guys are going to be close to each other all the time. Rename the vessel. This one is the A. Why'd I hit cancel? Accept. And again, just to make sure, gravity scanner is running. All right, back to the Space Center we go. All right, I want to build something else. And this one I want to be a tad less embarrassing. Okay, so into the VAB we go. And there is one other bit of new science that I have collected, a new science piece of equipment. So again, we're going to start with the Octo 2, and this science equipment, not that I'm going to I'll put it on the top for now just to see it. This is the magnetometer. Of course, the stock magnet. Look, I love watching that unfold. It is just wonderful. Look how long the freaking thing is. Okay, but it takes just 7 days to do everything. So I'm thinking with this one, it's not quite as dumb as the 90 days of the Gravmax. So what I'm thinking with this one is to actually just simply build a single probe and have it do all its thing. Now this, you know, like put it in one environment and then have collect science for 7 days and then just keep moving it. Now this is connected to the radiation belts that come with Kerbalism. So there is a space low global. That's actually impossible around Kerbin because you're always inside the magnetosphere when you're in space low around Kerbin. And then there's space low inner belt, space low outer belt, space low, that's impossible because the entire outer belt's in high space. Magnosphere, space low, so, and then space high, all of those things. So there's a lot of situations that this could put itself into. So what I want to do is build myself a hefty little probe. I'm figuring in around 1200 meters per second should be able to get me to manipulate myself into all of those environments. That's going to be the plan. So let's do this. It's not going to be, and again, I'm going to want to do it quick. Quick. There we go. That one. A KOS probe core. Boot file. There we go. Batteries. I got to think about this. How long? Let's turn this on. It's on, right? Yeah. So right now, electric charge, there's enough for it to last in the dark for 36 minutes. So that's easily getting through a Kerbin night. So again, I'm going to add some just because right now it's only on what's on in the probe core. So I'll do the same thing. I'll add in one of these, but it'll still last for 50 minutes. That'll be easy. Oh, I should also reconfigure this because there's science that is unnecessary. No telemetry report, no thermometer. There we go. Okay, it's only using up 2.3 units of electric charge per second. Again, I think I can cover that with just a whole stack of oxstats. Big fan of just the surrounding it with oxstats. That's now generating, oh, let's take it off. 0.495 per second, so that'll easily do that and charge everything up again. What is the rate at which this silly thing transmits? 3.64 kilobytes per second. So if I get to my antennas, 3.64, the Communitron, the Communitron 16 is not quite enough, 2.20 kilobytes per second, and putting on more Communitron 16s doesn't do anything for you. So I guess I'm just going to do the exact same thing and just put on one of these fellas. I'll just stick it, well, one. And again, I'll just stick it here for now. Try and clean this up a little bit. This one's going to be a little bit bigger. What's the mass of this guy? This is 50 kilograms. I remember looking at that before. What is the... And that's 50 kilograms. The boom is 50 kilograms. I don't know if the center of mass... Does the center of mass move around? We can find out. As this extends. I don't know. Let's retract it. I'm watching the center of mass. I don't think it's moving. So I don't think the center of mass moves depending upon whether that's in or out. No. So I don't have to worry about that. That should actually be balanced. Okay, let's just then put in an Oscar B just to give it a little bit of outness. And see, we'll get it a little wider. And put on one of these. And again, why not? Just a good old spark engine on the bottom. Let's see what that does for us. So that is 2564. Yeah, that's kind of in the ballpark of what I'm thinking about. It really is. So what I might just do, I don't know. it's not entirely dumb looking as it is, I think, in my humble opinion. Let's see, we'll put another structural bit. Same thing. Oh, I didn't look at the thrust to weight. 1.58, that's fine. 2400, that should easily do what I want to do. Jeepers, is it going to be quick? Am I going to mess this up again? I think I'm good. I do think I'm good. I might just leave it just the way it is. Go dark. It's official now. Dark is the way to go. Like that. Okay, take that mass off. There's no reason for that to be there. Shouldn't have, well, a little bit of torque, but oh well. The reaction wheels again can handle it. Okay, we'll put this and retract it. The antenna, well, can we all like just pretend that it doesn't glitch through that solar panel? It looks fine when it's extended, and I think it looks fine when it's not extended. It's just the transition that looks funny, but you know what? I'm really inclined just to kind of live with it and get this done. I kind of am. Okay, so this is that. Yeah, I think I have something. So, what kind of mass? Oh, wait, let's put a decoupler on the bottom of this. We'll build a fairing around. What kind of mass am I at? About 1.3 tons. Whoops, why did I go there? Why? And 1.3 tons. I think I can get away with this again. And this time it's not lying to me, right? I think I can get away with just this single. I think this should work. So here, we're just going to clean up this middle bit. Boop, 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 boop. Get the smaller decoupler. Where is the small... Okay, why am I having trouble finding the decoupler I'm looking for? That's the one. There, and then a fairing again. 1.25 meter fairing. There we go. And we're just going to kind of go around this, like this, straight up. Deeper in a bit. There we go. Clamshell deploy. 4 sides, a little bit of extra force. Take the staging off. 5,758. I'm going to take a look at those. And the game, KSP, the game agrees, the stock agrees with that. So I don't need anywhere near that much. So what I'm going to do is, let me think. What do I need, by the way? 1,200, 36. I know I'm doing math in my head. 48. A little over 5, maybe about 5,200, I think should be good. Yeah, we'll just put a little bit of fuel in the bottom. I think that should be good. Can I get the thrust I need on the bottom? Sure I can. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's just check our staging. There. This goes on to here. That looks good. Action groups. This should be on action group 5. Action group 0 is gonna be to deploy this guy. Toggle the antenna. And why don't we start our experiment too when that happens? Start the magnetometer. That action group 0 happens when we get into space. And I know, again, I built this fast and whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah, no. Well, okay, this is going to be the Octo 2-2. Save that. Okay, fine print control is fine. KOS I got in there. Probe has been configured. Science should be good. Power generation should be good. I'm pretty sure I got that all covered. Well, now it's all goofy because of the engines and stuff, but electrical storage should be fine. Antenna strength is fine. Antenna speed is fine. Data storage should be fine because it's going to transmit it as it goes. Propulsion is fine. RCS irrelevant, irrelevant, irrelevant. Lights. Lights. I always got to put on the lights. What I'm going to do is turn them. Now, let's do it this way. 4 amber blinky lights. Blink on. Okay, and I think I'll take a couple of these ones. Maybe 3 of them. And I'm going to just see if I can light up just this kind of core bit a bit. So let's look at the pitch this way. If I turn those on, yeah, that's the idea. That's it. Nothing fancy. So lights are taken care of. Delta V. Let's give myself a little bit more fuel now. Doesn't hurt to have more. And of course, that means this is not right anymore. Why am I not scrolling out? There we go. That was weird. Okay, turn up the thrust just a little bit. Okay, upgrades won't be necessary. Will they? Well, that's a good question. How many ignitions do I have on that little bitty spark engine? I have only 17 ignitions. This is going to be doing a lot of maneuvering, so I'm going to upgrade that engine. So the engine quality is higher. And because this guy's going to live inside the radiation belts, I'm also going to upgrade the probe core to high. And that, hopefully, the radiation won't, because it'll be spending time in those radiation belts. Of course, now, in doing that, okay, that's fine. Oh, everything's fine. Okay. Thrust to weights are good. Fairing deploy. Staging. Okay. And again, I'm thinking no reaction wheels. Yep, I see Micro saying reaction wheels, but there are reaction wheels right there inside the probe. And as well, there are reaction wheels right inside here in the booster too. There's 2 sets of reaction wheels. Okay. So I'm going to save this. I noticed it was nighttime. So what I'm just going to do is warp to sunrise so that we're not launching in the dark. And we're going to come back to... Actually, we can do it from here. Go to here, and we're going to find the Octo 2-2. There you are. And we're going to launch. All right. And again, no testing. No testing. I think I'm safe not to test because I'm running out of things to go wrong. Oh, that's a dangerous thing to say right there. There are always more things that can go wrong. Okay, so we're going to start off by putting this into a 100-kilometer orbit. The idea here, I'll just sort of point out. So this is our lower radiation belt. And if I put it in about a 100-kilometer orbit, we're going to be in the lower belt, but we will still be, if I take that off. Oh, it's not cooperative. There we go. And put that on. We'll still be inside the magnetosphere. So that will be magnetosphere low space. And then we'll put it into the first belt here. And I'm pretty sure I can keep it in this belt, but under 250. So keep it in low space. So that'll be low space in the belt. And then it'll be high space in this belt. And then we move our way outwards. We get rid of that belt. We go to the next belt. And we're just going to move our way outwards. 7 days in each one. I don't know. Maybe I'll launch another one if this starts taking too long, but that's the idea. So run, launch, 0, 100, and N. There. And we are off. Rob Wood says, testing is for those that don't trust themselves, but I have very, very good reason not to trust myself. Given the one probe that's at the bottom of the ocean and the other one that's splattered across a beach. But hopefully this one will go fine. You know what's funny is I don't do the testing to save time, but I clearly spent more time with those false launches than I would have if I just tested the thing. Why am I getting a little alarm clock here? Solar storm in progress. Sweet. Sweet. If we can get that thing going, I don't know. Do I have to be outside of the magnetic fields? I might need to be outside the magnetosphere to collect anything on the solar storm. So this might not be any good for me right yet. And by the way, I have all this science to collect around the moon, the same science that you see here. And Minmus, I've already collected. There's a ton of science for me to collect around Minmus. So in the future, we'll send some of these that way, those ways as well. So still lots and lots of science to collect. And I've only landed in 3 biomes on the moon and 3 biomes on Minmus, I think. Definitely 3 on Minmus. I've honestly forgotten exactly what I've done around the moon. It's been so long. So, but the idea is more and more science needs to come in. What am I at for science right now? 111. That's not, I need 160 to knock the next node. Okay, once again, nerfing the thrust. Oh, there's a B? I was using, DeBorn's talking about bringing up the belt. So I always use the numpad for turning those belts, Kerbalism belts on and off. But he's saying if I press B, that brings up a menu. I'll have to check that out once this thing is inserted. Okay, it has locked itself to the prograde vector. And again, it's going to be a race. Will this fairing deploy or will this booster go dry? I'm pretty sure, yeah, definitely the fairing will deploy first. There we go. And what I said? Oh, I think I said 100 kilometers from my target apoapsis. Oh, we're going to lose this first. There we are, into that little dude. And this guy's going to do all the rest of the work. What are we at here? Almost at 90 kilometers on the apoapsis. Gotten a lot of work out of the little spark engine today. Nothing like these little probes. Almost in space, and once we get into space, we should be seeing stuff deploying. There we go. Nicey nice. Oh, spinning around. And there we are. We are collecting a magnetometer report. I can say words. And what it is, so it says Kerbin Space Low Solar Storm. Nice. So the solar storm is going to last for another 37 minutes. So we're getting some solar storm science. I'm very happy with that. Okay, let's get to the circularization. So this is a 312 meter per second burn. There's 2,055 meters per second, so there'll still be over 1,700 meters per second left in this little probe. That will allow me to get all kinds of orbits around Kerbin in the future. I might end up getting bored and launching another one. I'm thinking the 1,700 meters per second as well. I could easily put this thing in orbit around the moon. I could easily put this thing in orbit around Minmus. So maybe what I'll do is just launch two more of these things, just clones of this one, and put them around the moon and Minmus, but that's going to have to be for the future. Right now, this is just finishing off its insertion in a 100-kilometer orbit. There we go. Lock that onto the normal vector. Now, I was told B is a menu that comes up. Oh, look at that. Oh, that brings up, okay. Oh, look at that. So if I press B, okay, that gives me body info about Kerbin. I'm assuming that would work on other kinds of crafts as well. And you got showing the various different magnetic magnetic belts. Nice, and even what the radiation levels is in each of them. It's that inner belt that's that killer. Look at that, 10.391 rads per hour. But anyway, right now this thing is going to happily collect our solar storm radiation down here in near space, and once the solar storm is done, it will begin collecting radiation for the inner belt. And then once that's done, we'll start making its way outwards into the other. Actually, it's not in the inner belt yet. It's underneath the inner belt, but it'll be another thing as well. And then we'll make our way outwards, collecting radiation at the various different belts that are involved. But I think all of that is going to have to be for future streams. But hopefully that means more science coming and bigger and better rocket parts coming. Remember, next week, no stream Monday, no stream Thursday. I'm going to be taking that week off, but I will be back for the Monday for the stream after that. But for now, I'm going to thank everybody. Hope you have a great week between now and when we see each other again. And we'll see you all later. Bye.